Hi there. My name is Matthew Weiner. I'm a president and CEO of the Weiner Group, and I have here with me a colleague and friend of mine, Maria Tua. So Maria's actually started here part-time with us. I got my license back in 2017, and at that time I was actually working at Walmart, never sold anything in my life, and I was able to come into this great system with Integrity Marketing and the Theodore Group and actually make about $106,000 income my first year, straight from working at Walmart to first year in business, making $106,000 for myself, working about 30 hours a week. So we've got what we believe to be an excellent opportunity here for you. And if you're watching this video, you probably already have an insurance license. And we just encourage you just to take a look at your options. Maria was actually with a different company. She came over with us because she wasn't getting quite the support that she needed to help run her business. We had a conversation and she came on board with us. So Maria, if you can just give a little bit of a background of yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Maria Laura, and by profession, I'm a pharmacist. So I graduated from pharmacy school in 2016 and was working as a pharmacist. And I got introduced to this business through a colleague at work while I was working as a pharmacist, and told me about this opportunity. And so I started there, kind of just purchased products for myself, and then kind of got interested in the business and helping families. So that's kind of how I started.
So how long ago, I mean, we're shooting this video now in like March of 2024. Mm-hmm. How long ago did you get your license?
So I got my license February of last year with the other company that I was in. So I joined that company like end of January, and then I got licensed beginning of February 2023.
Okay, so I want to kind of go into our training process, but tell me, like, when you were with the previous company, what did training look like there? And then compare that to like what it's looked like for you here.
Yeah. So training at the previous company that I was with was pretty much just listen and learn. You just watch someone else do presentation, illustration, in-home illustration, in-home presentation, and that was basically training. With that as well, if you brought a family in to talk to them about, the products or whatnot, you kind of had someone that assisted you, mm-hmm. but then they got like 50% of, the commission. Okay. So that was training pretty much. Yeah. I never learned how to write an application. I didn't even know where to get the application. So I was pretty lost.
So I've been doing this business for a few years now, and that sort of story is something I've heard many, many times. Our industry can sometimes be infamous for lack of support to agents. In fact, it's a pretty startling statistic. 92% of agents leave this industry and go do something else within their first year. And the number one cited reason for that mm-hmm. is actually a lack of support. Mm-hmm. So your story is a very common one. Yeah. So when we brought you on board, right, did mm-hmm. we just throw you into, just say, hey, watch a couple videos and go figure it out? What did that look like for you?
No, absolutely not. I think actually the first conversation that we had, because I got my license in February of last year, and I didn't write any policies within that time. So I was a licensed agent, but I wasn't utilizing my license. So when we had a conversation, I was kind of skeptical. I was very negative. I was like, look, I've invested so much in this. I don't believe, And so you were like, okay, well, try it out, So I did, and the training was just spot on. I kid you not. We have a 7-step system, and if you follow that system, you have the support. You have pretty much anything, like any and everything you can think of to be a successful insurance agent. This company offers that, provides that to you. As long as you have a positive mindset and you're willing to be a sponge, a student, and learn, you will be successful. So after doing that 7-step training, it took me about, I would say, a week and a half to get, contracted with the carriers. In my second week, I went out on the field, and within that first week, on my second day, I wrote a policy.
Okay, so just to clear this up, you have your license for what, close to a year?
I had my license for about 9 months.
9 months, and your second day that you were in the field here, you made your first couple of sales. Mm-hmm. That is awesome.
My 6th appointment.
Your sixth appointment. So I went 0 for 5 as well when I got started. Actually, I was so scared I couldn't even talk to my first 3 clients.
Right.
And then
It
I
was
went
scary.
from that. Yeah. And we went from that to making 106 our first year to clear up the last year. I actually retired from the field. I've been seeking and finding a Maria out there. So and to bring them onto our team so we could train them and transfer the skill set that I've been given. And Maria, I found this company and I chose to work with the Theodore Group and with Nick Theodore because Nick said when he hired me, he said, I'm going to work with you one-on-one. I'm going to be the one that trains you and I'll show you how to do this. And that was all I needed to hear. And if you're watching this, I challenge you, was there anybody that you spoke with, like you saw a business opportunity like this, and do you actually speak with them on the video? Because I've not seen that. So we have that one-on-one approach of taking, because we care about the agent ultimately because we care about the client. I know it takes a properly trained agent to go out there and sit with the client and properly take care of the client. Because if you're going in there ignorantly operating, you can hurt people, and it wouldn't be your fault. That's on the fault of someone who has experience that's supporting you in that role. We care about our clients enough that we properly train our agents. So now let's talk about the fun part, okay? So so you come in here second day in the field, you go make those first couple of sales.
Right.
What was the size of those policies from a premium standpoint, and how much money did you make on them?
So my first policy that I wrote, the premium was $177 a month, and I made $1,200.
$1,200. Not bad for your first week, right?
Not from coming from having my license for 8 to 9 months, and not making any sales to that. It was eye-opening. I was like, wow, like this actually works.
So I know you're working typically about 1 day a week in addition to your job.
Yeah.
What's been your best income week so far?
Best income week has been $2,500.
$2,500. Okay, so if we took that week and we scaled it out throughout a whole year, you're making about 125 grand, somewhere in that neighborhood. That's not a bad side income, right?
Not at all.
Okay, so basically what you could expect from a commission standpoint, our commission levels range from level 1, which is 70%, and we go all the way up to 140. And actually, I know you have an agent on your team.
I do,
this person
actually.
that got started, and she's actually able to jump a commission level. So we actually allow you the ability to jump commission levels within 1 month. You could jump all the way up to, it's like I'm personally at a 120. You could jump up to my contract level within 3 months. Our grid allows you to do that. And there's also some big time bonuses that come with that. So what you can expect from a commission standpoint is you can have a lead in hand, calling the lead, booking an appointment for the next day, and then writing the policy and seeing commissions in your account within 3 to 5 days of writing that policy. That's a quick turnaround. And you can get really good at this too. In fact, Maria, when I was in the field, I believe it was in the year 2019, I went on a streak where I was in 64 homes and sold 64 policies. That's how good our training is. That's also how good our leads are, which we'll get here into now. So we do have a lead system. We're really hyper focused on the mortgage protection industry. We sell a very specific product to folks that are in the middle income space. It's the most underserved market in the world, in my opinion, is middle income America. And so we're very passionate about serving those folks, much like I was when I came into this business. My mom and dad, they both worked in factories growing up, so I'm very passionate about that middle income market. And so what we do is we target people that have either purchased or refinanced a home and send them a letter in the mail and ask them if they want a policy to pay off the house if something happens to them. So Maria, from your standpoint, how effective were the leads? Because you invested in the leads. Leads aren't free. They range anywhere from $1 to $9 per lead when you're getting started. But Maria, tell how effective were those leads? Like, how much did you invest in leads to go make that $1,200 your first week?
First of all, the fact that they even offered leads was already a selling point for me, because I came from an organization that pretty much told me to reach out to all your friends and families, and that was it, and when I was not successful doing that, I got really discouraged. So when I heard leads, I'm like, okay, that's awesome, because I'm already number one, not just talking to anyone about insurance, but I'm talking to people who actually reached out and said, hey, I'm interested in this. So that was really exciting. So within the 7 steps of training, they teach you how to get on the phone and talk to these people and set appointments. So I did that. That was a different experience, you know, but I started getting comfortable on with it. And it's just very easy and it's very simple. You just call these people. There's a script that you use, and you every morning actually we have what they're called dial sessions. So a person from the team kind of hosts it, and you sit there and you listen to someone call live, and you learn from that, because you know there's different things. It's not always the same person, but you're always you know, you can listen and you can use little tips and you know what works. Everyone is different, so you put your personality in it. But the leads are very affordable. It's all numbers, right? So they have different grades, and basically if you have a certain goal that you want to get like 5 or 10 appointments, you know how much to invest in your leads to get to that. So everything is pretty much laid out for you. You have to just plug in and play, and that's kind of what I did, you know, on a part-time basis. So.
You've definitely been a very good student of the game, that's for sure. So you invested about $150 out of your own pocket in your first batch of leads?
Yeah,
so
I did.
You put in $150, and then how long did it take you to actually get, that first case had some issues because you had to get through contracting, right? But you made that money back on your second day in the field, returning $1,200 to your invested $150.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Who wouldn't make that trade?
Right,
You know,
right.
My first year, I invested a grand total. Now, keep in mind, this is buying leads once or twice a week throughout an entire year. I invested a grand total of like $18,000 into leads, and I traded that smaller amount of money to make 106 my first year. Okay, and so it means I profited 83% working 30 hours a week. So how effective are the leads? Well, even better than that, I actually help agents buy leads. So Maria, you're in Houston, Texas. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. We never met prior to this, right?
Right.
Actually, we're
This is
just
my
now.
first time
This is our first time actually meeting you.
us in person. Yeah.
So we never met. We had no previous relationship in insurance.
Not at all.
Before insurance.
You were a stranger.
Yeah, total stranger. So both of us being total strangers, I was willing to take $150 of my own money, match your $150.
Yeah.
Because
that's
I
crazy.
know that if you listen to what we're doing here, you're going to go out there and make a sale. So we help you buy the leads as managers. I'll be partnering with you on that. Me and Maria will both be working with you as a new agent. So let's get into last part of here, which is talking about some of our carrier relationships. We represent some of the largest insurance companies in the U.S. You know, companies like Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, Foresters Financial, National Life Group, just to name a few. I mean, CVS, in fact, like the pharmacy. Oh, and we actually have a proprietary product. They're close to where you live, over in San Antonio, Texas, with GPM Life. Our overarching mission, we've really done a good job of collecting a sum of carriers that offer what's called living benefits. Now, if you don't know what living benefits are, most folks don't. This actually allows the policyholder to access their policy in the event of them getting critically, chronically, or terminally ill. So if they have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, things like that, they can actually access a portion of their policy to be paid to them while they're alive. And the client pays no additional premium. So our overarching goal, and why we're on such a hunt to find more folks, is to create distribution to actually get living benefit products into the hands of consumers out there, because again, they pay no additional premium to have these benefits built into their policies. And we have a proprietary product in that space. So proprietary product in that space that actually beats all the other companies out there that offer simplified issue living benefit products at a cheaper rate by about 20 to 30%. And it will actually accept more health conditions. So if you're an agent out there who sat with a client and you couldn't offer them something, like you couldn't offer them anything, that is so frustrating to be sitting with somebody who can buy and you can't sell them anything.
Right.
Or you can't help that person.
Right.
So real quick, have you ever had the experience sitting in front of somebody now where you've not been able to offer them something?
No.
And how quickly did you get to a point where you were sitting with a client who had actually bought a policy from a competitor and you were actually able to get them a better deal?
How you said how quickly?
How quickly?
Oh, very quickly. Like it was a no-brainer, actually. They just, forgot about the other policy and was like, yeah, it makes sense. So I was able to, kind of guide my client to making that decision, but one thing that I do want to add, Matthew, is in terms of if you're out there and you're a new agent or you're not licensed yet and you feel like I don't know much about experience, I don't know much about insurance, I don't know all of these, he mentioned a lot of different carriers, I don't know much, I don't have that much knowledge. That was me at first. But one of the great things from joining this company and this business is that you actually have your manager on speed dial while you are having these presentations. So they're literally on call to answer any of your questions, to help you, to walk you through, so you're not alone. You don't have to feel like you have to know everything about life insurance, because I sure didn't. But I knew that I had a team behind me that will help me and assist me to do the right thing for my client. So that was that gave me a lot of confidence.
That's a huge point. Again, we're here to do the best thing for the client, and it's not tenable for us to put our agents out there and say, hey, read all the underwriting guides for all these products that we have and get familiar with them, because you never get started.
Right.
You know? And so we just take that load off of you and say, I'll do that for you in the beginning until you're self-sufficient and you can do it yourself. I will do it for you.
Yep.
And we invest our time, energy, and money into every agent that comes into our door the same way that I was invested in.
Yeah.
And we just want to pass that same treatment along. So one last thing we want to talk about is, like, there's some companies out there that don't afford you the ability to actually build your own business. So our company, not only do we offer you the ability to, if you were interested in actually going out there and finding a few people to work with you, you could get paid what's called an override income from that, which is a passive source of income. So last year, me and my wife, we built an agency that produced for us about $400,000 in what's called override or passive income. And I work every day from home, mostly in my sweatpants, I'm not going to lie. It's a good life.
That's great.
Yeah, just helping folks like Maria. So if you're interested in an opportunity like that, we've got something here for you. And we have, I'm going to say this as a very bold statement, but definitely a matter of fact, we have the most competitive compensation package for not just agents, but especially people that want to build a business. And so, Maria, if somebody wants to move forward and speak with you more and gather more details, how would they contact you?
They can contact me via phone or via email, or I don't know.
How about we shoot Maria a text? We're going to shoot you a text.
Yes.
Yeah. And let's give this a code phrase so that we know they actually watch this video. What's the code phrase?
I win.
I win. Okay, what's the phone number?
832-600-7593.
All right. Hey, we really look forward to working with you. Can't wait to meet you. See you on the leaderboard, working with Maria and myself. Take care.